The moment you let everyone know everything about you, you give them the power to control your story. But guess what? Your life is not a public diary. The most successful, powerful, and mysterious people in the world have one thing in common. They know when to stay silent. So listen up, because today I'm going to tell you why you need to stop oversharing and start owning your power. Silence is not weakness. It is power, it is control. It is the weapon of those who understand the art of influence. The world we live in glorifies noise. People are obsessed with talking, with posting, with sharing every thought, every struggle, every victory. But the truth? The most powerful people are the ones who know when to speak and when to remain silent. Think about it. When you walk into a room, who commands the most attention? The one who talks the loudest? No. It's the one who observes. The one who doesn't rush to speak, who listens, who absorbs the energy around them before deciding if their words are even necessary. Because here's the secret most people never understand. When you master silence, you master the room. There is a certain mystery in silence. It makes people curious. It makes them wonder. And when people wonder about you, they become drawn to you. They start guessing, trying to understand what you're thinking, what you're planning. And that is exactly where you want to be, in control, while the rest of the world is scrambling for clues about you. Look at history. The most feared, most respected individuals were never the ones who spoke too much. A king does not explain his strategy before the war. A chess master does not reveal his moves before the checkmate. The lion does not roar before the hunt. They all move in silence. And that silence is what makes them unstoppable. Have you ever noticed how people react when you don't give them too much? When you don't reveal your emotions, your fears, your weaknesses, they get uncomfortable. They don't know how to handle it. They ask questions, they probe, they push, because they want access. They want to decode you, to figure out your next move, to take away your element of surprise. But when you stay silent, you remain in control. Think about your own life. How many times have you shared your plans with people only to feel their energy shift? You tell them about your goals and suddenly they start giving you reasons why it won't work. You tell them about someone you love and suddenly they plant seeds of doubt. You tell them your fears and the next time you argue, those very fears are thrown back in your face. People don't always listen to understand. Sometimes they listen to use your words against you later. And this is where silence becomes your shield. The less people know about your struggles, the less they can manipulate you. The less they know about your plans, the less they can sabotage them. The less they know about your thoughts, the more they are forced to respect the mystery that surrounds you. Silence is not just about keeping secrets. It's about self-respect. It's about knowing that not everyone deserves access to your mind, your emotions, your dreams. It's about protecting your energy from those who are not worthy of it. It's about choosing your words carefully so that when you do speak, people listen. Look around you. The people who are always talking, always sharing, always seeking validation, what happens to them? They become predictable. They lose power because everyone knows what they will do next. They reveal their entire playbook and by the time they realize it, they've already lost the game. But the ones who stay silent, they move differently. They don't announce their next step. They let their results speak instead. Imagine a scenario, two people are in a heated argument. One is shouting, trying to prove a point, getting emotional, losing control. The other is calm, composed, simply observing. Who has more power in that moment? The one who is screaming, or the one who is unshaken? The one who is desperate to be heard, or the one who doesn't need to explain themselves? Silence makes people uncomfortable because they are used to noise. They are used to instant access, to immediate reactions. But when you break that pattern, when you don't react, when you don't explain, when you don't give them the satisfaction of knowing everything, you take away their power over you. Even in relationships, silence is a game changer. When you stop explaining yourself, stop proving yourself, stop justifying every move, you shift the dynamic. The moment you stop chasing, people start noticing. The moment you stop explaining, people start questioning. The moment you stop giving everything away, people start valuing what little they do get from you. It's the same in business. Have you ever noticed how the most successful people don't talk about what they are doing until it's already done? They don't announce their every step. They move in silence, they build in silence, they win in silence. And when they finally reveal their success, the world is left wondering, how did they do it? There is an unmatched power in being unpredictable, in keeping people guessing, in making them wonder what you're thinking, what you're planning, what you're feeling. Because the truth is, the moment people figure you out, they stop respecting you. They stop being intrigued. They stop being curious. And when curiosity dies, influence fades. So ask yourself, are you giving away too much? Are you allowing people to read your every move, to predict your every thought? Or are you keeping some things for yourself, protecting your energy, maintaining that air of mystery that makes you untouchable? The choice is yours. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life. Some people haven't even earned the right to know your name, yet you hand them the keys to your mind, your emotions, your dreams, your struggles. And then, when they misuse that access, when they twist your words, betray your trust or drain your energy, you wonder why. But the truth is, you allowed them in. You gave them entry into places they had no business being. You wouldn't leave the door to your house wide open for just anyone to walk in, would you? So why do you do it with your soul? Your energy is your home, your thoughts are your sanctuary, and your emotions are your most private treasures. You don't just give them away. You don't let just anyone hold them, because not everyone will protect them. Some will only come in to take what they need, and once they've had their fill, they will leave you empty. Look around you. How many times have you given people access to your life, thinking they cared, only to realize they were just collecting information? Some people are not interested in you. They are interested in knowing about you. There's a difference. They don't want to uplift you. They want to know your weaknesses. They don't want to support you. They want to monitor your progress to make sure you never surpass them. And the moment you do, they start resenting you. You must understand, people will smile at you, but that doesn't mean they want the best for you. People will listen to your secrets, but that doesn't mean they will keep them. People will ask about your dreams, but that doesn't mean they want to see you achieve them. Some people come close only to find out where your weak spots are, and once they know, they use them against you. Think about your past. Think about the people you trusted, the ones you told your plans to, the ones you let into your personal world. How many of them stayed? How many of them protected your trust? How many of them were genuinely happy for you? And how many used that access to hurt you? A person's intentions are not always pure. Some people are drawn to you because they see something in you that they lack. They admire your strength, but deep down they hope to see you break. They applaud your success, but in secret they hope you fail. They love being around you, but only because they want to figure out how you shine so effortlessly. These people don't want to grow. They just want to feed off your energy. You need to start treating access to you as a privilege. It is not free. It is not something that should be given out just because someone seems interested in you. Access must be earned. It must be granted only to those who have proven themselves worthy of it. You don't hand over the most valuable parts of yourself to people who have done nothing to deserve them. You must learn to observe. Watch how people act when you have nothing to give them. Watch how they respond when you say no. Watch how they treat you when you're at your lowest. Because that is when their true character is revealed. Some people will be there only when you are useful to them, only when you're entertaining, only when you are giving. The moment you stop feeding their needs, they disappear. And that is how you know. They were never meant to have access to you in the first place. Your peace is sacred. Your mind is sacred. Your dreams, your struggles, your thoughts, they are sacred. You do not hand them over to people who will mishandle them. You do not share them with those who will not value them. Because the wrong people will drain you, exhaust you, and leave you questioning your worth. Have you ever noticed how people react when you start pulling away? When you stop answering every call, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop giving them unlimited access, they get uncomfortable. They start accusing you of changing, of being distant, of acting different. But what they're really saying is, I no longer have control over you, and I don't like that. Because the moment you take back access, you take back your power. Not everyone should know your next move. Not everyone should know your deepest fears. Not everyone should be allowed to sit at your table. Some people should only watch from a distance. Some people should only hear about your success after it has already happened. Some people should never get the chance to walk through the doors you've spent years building. Because the wrong people, given the right access, can destroy everything. So, be selective. Be intentional. Guard your energy as if it were gold. Because it is. Some people only come into your life to steal, to drain, to take. And once they have what they want, they leave. But the ones who deserve access, they will never make you question their intentions. They will never make you regret letting them in. And they will never take from you without also giving in return. People will always search for the cracks in your armor. They will listen carefully, not to understand you, but to find the places where you bend, where you break. The very things you share with vulnerability. The things that make you human. The moments you expose in raw honesty. Those can become the very weapons used against you. Have you ever noticed how people seem so interested in your struggles? How they lean in when you talk about your pain, your heartbreak, your failures? Some people do this because they care, but others, they do it because they are collecting information. They are gathering data on your weaknesses, storing it for later. And when the time comes, when they need leverage, when they feel threatened, when they want to control you, that's when they will use your own words against you. You tell someone about your biggest fear, and suddenly they make jokes about it in front of others. You confide in a friend about your past mistakes, and one day, in the middle of an argument, they throw it back at you like a knife, cutting you exactly where they know it will hurt the most. You share your insecurities, believing you are safe, only to hear them repeated by someone else's mouth, twisted, exaggerated, turned into gossip. People do not always attack you with their own strength. No, the smartest ones attack you using yours. They don't need to find new ways to break you. They use what you've already told them. They remind you of your past when you're trying to move forward. They highlight your flaws when you're finally learning to love yourself. They bring up your worst moments in times when you're trying to rebuild your confidence. You must understand, when you hand someone the map to your wounds, you cannot be surprised when they use it to hurt you. You cannot be shocked when they press where it hurts, when they push you where you are weakest. Because for some people, your vulnerability is not something to cherish. It is something to exploit. Think about a time when you were at your lowest. Who was there? Who saw your pain? Now think about what happened after. Did those people protect your pain? Or did they expose it? Did they offer you safety? Or did they use your struggles as a way to feel superior? Some people do not want to see you grow. They do not want to see you become stronger. Because the stronger you become, the less control they have. So they remind you of your weaknesses. They keep you small by making you doubt yourself. They make sure you never forget your failures. Because if you do, if you move past them, if you rise above them, you become too powerful for them to manipulate. Have you ever had someone support you until you started doing better than them? Have you ever had a person cheer for you until you gained confidence and then suddenly they started criticizing you? It is not always love that keeps people close to you. Sometimes it is their need to feel bigger by making you feel smaller. You must protect your weaknesses like they are your most valuable secrets.